live at Lollapalooza on 105.7 The Point.
Donnie and Drew, we are backstage at Lollapalooza 2010, a band that plays a little bit later on today. I believe the 4:15 to 5:15 time slot?
4:45.
4:45.
Boy, you
Yeah.
think you have that thing memorized, and you really just don't.
There's too much to keep track of. There's too much going on.
It's good, though. Like, I love that sort of problem. We got Adam and Hunter from AFI. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having us.
Pleasure
Hello.
to be here.
So on a day like today, and we ask a lot of artists, and I would say that it's far more common that the artists don't get an opportunity to enjoy the bands of the day and of the weekend. Are you guys going to have that opportunity to see some bands today and tomorrow?
I mean, I guess we're enjoying Blues Traveler right now.
The silky smooth sounds of John Popper and the harmonica, yeah.
But there is a lot of stuff we have to do before and after the show, and so we don't always get to see the bands we want to see.
Right on.
But what was good was we got into town yesterday, and so I came down and I was able to see Devo, and then I watched a bit of Lady Gaga.
Uh-huh.
And so that was cool. I mean, normally when we just kind of breeze into the festivals and breeze out, and if we can see stuff, that's great, but this was a full day off.
I
So.
heard Lady Gaga did not play very many hits, I heard. Were you pissed off about that?
I wouldn't really know. Like, I recognized a couple songs, so I'm assuming those are the hits. But
I wouldn't.
Do you own the albums?
I don't.
Okay, so then those have to be hits.
I suppose so. Yeah. I certainly wasn't pissed off. I mean, but it's quite a spectacle.
I heard she has like 18 semis here. Were you impressed by the spectacle of it?
It's certainly pretty big. And then during the middle of her set, there was a big fireworks display that went off like a quarter of a mile away or something. But it was like right over the stage, and I thought that that was part of her show.
It was
I was
not?
like, holy, I can't believe that she would be able to orchestrate that and spend that money. But turns out they do that every night.
So what do you guys have planned to outdo Lady Gaga?
Man, it's hard to say.
Play a lot better music, eh?
Not as many tractor trailers involved in the AFI Roadshow.
Yeah, we don't
think.
have a broken down like car that sits in the front of the stage or
We
like
could,
a subway.
though.
We should just try to like get in there and steal a couple of the props. I'll wear the sort of crystal laden sunglasses. And you can wear the jacket with the shoulder pads.
Perfect.
I mean, past that, what do you need?
You had mentioned seeing Devo yesterday,
Yeah.
and I was there down there as well, and I don't know how to exactly say this, but were you surprised how freaking amazing they were? They were amazing, and those guys, I mean, no disrespect, they've got to really probably be pushing 60.
Oh yeah.
And they were unbelievable.
Well, what really struck me was I was kind of on this sort of balcony on the side of the stage, and most everything that you heard they were performing, that they're playing. Maybe there were some loops or tracks, but for the most part they were, making every noise that you were hearing, which is kind of rare these days.
Mm-hmm. And especially for a band kind of like that. And that's what I asked our engineer, Dave. And it's funny you say that because I asked him in the middle of the set. I was like, so everything we're hearing is live, right?
Yeah.
Like, and he was
And
like,
they use old synths, too. It's not like these new samplers and things. They use, like, old original or
They're making
thereabouts
every
stuff.
sound.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And what's interesting also is like it occurred to me while I was listening to them how not dated that sounds, just the sort of musical climate that's kind of come back in the last 5-10 years. Like, it's classic music, but it does not sound, it's almost contemporary sounding, which is no diss to them because but they started that. And
They're a heavier influence, I think, that people would give them credit for.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And it's funny you say that as well because I thought that too. I was like, I mean, some of these songs are 25 years old or 20 years old, and I mean, they sound like they could have came out 2 years ago, and nobody would have known the difference.
Go into the hippest bar in Chicago, and you're going to hear something that sounds like that, but it won't be half as good with any of the good songs. So,
Absolutely. Crash Love, I really enjoy the album. It just seems to me like one of those albums all the way through, every song really strong. I was miserable in picking the singles that you guys were going to pick as the album sort of went along. Like, is that something, like, do you guys have a say in the singles that are picked for the album? I mean, is that something that you guys hand off to the label? Or
we do have a say, and we've always just sort of allowed the label to pick the singles they want. I mean, if they're the people that are supposed to know this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fortunately, it was an album where I liked every song, and they could have picked any song, and I would have been okay with it. If it was completely my job, I might have picked different songs, but,
Right.
We started by picking 12 singles and making an album of that, and then, from that point, leave it to the people who are going to spend the money on it.
Right on. Very cool. Well,
There was, but there were definitely some songs where I was like, wait, that's not the single. This one is,
it's kind of sometimes hard, like as you're listening, and I guess that probably just goes with listening to an album that you really like all the way through, but you go, I could hear this song on the radio, just like I could hear Medicaid or Beautiful Thieves or what have you.
Yeah.
So, well, gentlemen, we don't want to hold up. We know you got a lot to do today. Adam and Hunter from AFI, thank you so very much for your time. Good luck today. Not like you really necessarily need good luck. I guess it's not a horse race.
It's just a friendly thing to say, Donnie.
Yeah, I guess so. But we appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of Lollapalooza.
Thanks, guys.
We are live at Lollapalooza backstage. Donnie and Drew.